I'm sure they'll watch those first 2 games and see what has given us problems. So we got to be ready for really everything. But very well coached team, very talented team, and it's Big Ten play. It's what we're all here for, and every game's going to be like that moving forward.
So were you saying like Duke was more like maybe some physical issues, and then Western Michigan communication technique, or what do you kind of chalk that up to?
I think Duke, just what they do from a multiplicity standpoint. They're Coach Diaz and his staff. They're known for that. They're known for disruption. They're known for penetrating ends and doing things like it would take the run away. That's what they want to do. They want to stop the run, and they did a pretty good job of that early on until we adjusted, and then obviously in the second half we kind of wore them down. So it's a back and forth. I mean, that's college football. We're playing a staff like Duke's staff was. Western up front, to start the game was 100% on me and my guys. We can't have 4 MEs in the first part of the first series. I mean, that's inexcusable. And it's not just one guy. It's a guy here, it's a guy there. So we got to be tightened up there. You sort of don't practice that way, and so we just got to perform better. And of course, I'm responsible for that. But then, once we settled down, then I think you saw us clicking, especially in the second half when, we marched down the field with kind of run after run after run, and then, obviously the game ended the way it did, and our defense played great, and it's complementary football to its finest. I mean, that's what we preach here. So. A little bit of both, but obviously we got to get some things mentally cleaned up and consistently cleaned up with the execution. It's all execution. We have the talent, but execution's critical.
You got 3 games of game film laid down for self-scout. What's that do for you heading into Big Ten play?
Well, I think it shines light on maybe things that you don't really realize, I guess. Formationally, tendencies, stances, things of that nature that just kind of, you go through camp, you go through the first 2 games, and you get away with maybe a few things, and then you kind of go back and look and see what is obvious, what the defense is looking at, and what they're going to attack, and we got to get some of that stuff cleaned up, and obviously things we do well, and where each team's going to be different, guys. Each team, the 24 team is different than the 25 team, and so forth, and Indiana's the same way. So, we have a system, we have things we do, but. It continually evolves also with the players and their development too. So it gives us a chance to look at some of that.
Did Schuster get an opportunity Saturday, right? How did he grade out?
He did all right. I think he got 9 total plays. Just at the end of the game there when Melvin went out for a little bit, and he did fine. Better than the week before, so that's improvement. He had a good practice day today. So Dez is coming along. Nice. I'm happy with kind of what he's given us thus far, and he's got to keep going because he's going to be dependent upon as the season goes.
I know the last 2 teams you played are probably more the pressure-happy teams that you'll see, but how do you guys, what's the key to, I guess, continuing to improve and handling when teams dial that up?
You just got to be sound in what you're doing fundamentally. You have to have your eyes open. You have to have some awareness. That's where football IQ comes into play. That's where your preparation work comes into play. Studying what they're going to do. A lot of teams do a nice job disguising things, but just the awareness, the preparation that you take, not just at practice, because we rep those. We talk about our pressure packages and the BPUs and the blitz pickup things, and the guys got to kind of study that like Kreutz does all the time. Kreutz is very good at that, and so those help. And then when you get out there, you got to execute. And Western, third down, Western brought the same pressure Duke brought that wasn't in their arsenal. So they took that obviously off of film. And so things like that, I'm confident we'll see some of that. At Indiana, there's some carryover there. Western hit us on a third and short with a pressure that shows up with Indiana last year. So there's a lot of that goes into just your preparation. That's key.